Welcome, travelers. I'm Lewanika of Tabletop Journeys, and this is On the Right Path. Welcome, travelers. I'm Lewanika, and this is On the Right Path. Hey, everyone, back again with yet another Tales of the Valiant unboxing. This one's kind of a companion piece to one of our other recent ones, the Tales of the Valiant Monster Vault 2. Links in the doobly-doo. All shout out to Mr. Matt Colville. This is the Monster Vault Pawns. As I talk about all the time, I love to run in person in addition to running digitally. As I talk about all the time, I love to run my tabletop sessions in person as well as digitally. But when I run them in person, I like to make it a different experience. While I'm very good and enjoy theater of the mind a lot, when I'm running in person, I want it to be a different experience. So my virtual games tend to be much more theater of the mind. However, my in-person games tend to be much more visceral. That's where I use maps, minis, scattered terrain as much as possible. Part of it is I love painting and working on these things. I'm no expert. I'm actually not great at it, but I love doing it. And yes, there'll be videos on that later. But more importantly, I just enjoy seeing the sight lines, the tactics of it. So when I do in-person games, they tend to be more tactical, but one of those things is fielding cool stuff. And so that's where this comes in. The Tales of the Valiant Monster Vault. Again, they do not sponsor us. However, Kobold Press, hashtag call your boys, TTJ. We'd love to talk to you about that. But I've got both of them here. So I've got Monster Vault 1 from their very first Monster Vault, came out last year, 2024. And here in 2025, we have Monster Vault 2. So this year I picked up the first set of pawns, and as part of the Kickstarter I backed, I did pick up the second set of pawns. I'm unboxing them. I did kind of slice these because, yeah, I had to. Got to be professional about these things. So they are mostly ready to roll. So here we go. We're gonna take out that nice little plastic outer case, and then we have this little nice slip cover. They tend to get really dinged up on the bookshelf, mostly because I use my physical books a lot. Their maps are the same way. Their map folios that came with the GM's guide and some of their other products have these little floppy folders, which are great. If you're a collector and want resale, keep them in the plastic because as soon as they come out of plastic, these are getting damaged. If you're like me and you don't care about the resale, you care about having good game products at your table, rip that bad boy open and let's get down into it. And now that I know that there's an inner plastic, next time I do a pawn video, I'll get both of those opened. But here we go. So this is a stack of really good, thick, let's see if I can show you here, card stock. Trying to find something that would indicate that. And these pawns are really nice. So this first one, and this is from the first Monster Vault. We've got all kinds of neat stuff. We've got an adult black dragon, bronze, copper, void dragons, and they are front and back. You've got lots of medium and minis, basilisks, void eater darrow, regular darrow, dust miffets, and I'll do my best to include some stills when I finalize the video here. White dragons, remoras, basically all the major things that you'll see, ankegs, all the major things that you'll see, you've got it from their monster vault are in here. This is a really cool way to do things. Now, I travel for a lot of events, right? I go to conventions, I go to my local store. If I'm going to my local store, it's close enough to my house, I'm going to stick with my regular minis that I've painted. But if I'm flying and I don't have a lot of room, these are going to be great. A little heavy, but they're worth it. I can put those in a binder. I can put them on a book with some of my other skinny minis. And basically, I have the ability to field whatever I need for an event. Ochre jelly, which I need for an upcoming event, or actually when I go to a catacon, which is days away at the time of filming, but by the time this airs, it'll probably be days ago. So when I film this, I'll probably show some stills of that ochre jelly. We've got all kind of water weirds, pegasi, skeletal horses, wraiths, demons, younger dragons, zombies. You can never have too many zombies. Bugbears. Any of the horde creatures are great. You can have an expensive painted mini for the main villain. The minions, these work really well for minion zombies if you want to field a whole bunch of zombies kind of thing. Between my skinny minis and these, I'll have a lot of different zombies. And as a pro tip for you GMs out there, if you have regular minis, skinny minis, and these cardboard pawns, it's a great way to differentiate the type of zombie you have. Like maybe some of them are one kind of zombie, maybe others are stronger zombies, or maybe they're one kind of bugbears, maybe they're other kinds of bugbears. In the doobly-doo, you'll see a video link to my minions video from last season on the right path where I talk about minion rules where you really want to give your players that heroic fight. Make sure that they've got minions to fight. Minions can be one hit minions, two hit minions, and more. Watch that video and you'll get all those details. But that's the pawns from the first book. Let's jump into the second book here, which just came out this year. I got it as part of the Kickstarter, like I said. Oh, I'm so excited. Do you see that on my face? Let's get this thing done. All right, that's plastic out of the way, making a big old mess. Ooh, this one does not have the inner plastic on it, so this is a little easier to get out. We'll never know. But here we go. If you remember me talking in a recent video about the Frost Giant Jarl, the Hill Giant Chieftain, or the Fire Giant Commander, there you go. A Mud Giant. They've got all kinds of different things. Kin Eater, which is a weird, crazy monstrosity on this other card here. The cards do punch out pretty well, so make sure you've got a spot to put them before you start taking these out. That way you don't lose anything. Here's that Dead-Eye Giant that I mentioned in the last video. War Giants, Tunnel Rumblers, more pawns. At any rate, these are all going to be a lot of fun. There are so many cool things. The Miffits, Mud Crawlers, Oozes, new kinds of fish, new kinds of drakes. So much good stuff. There we go. Tales of the Valiant. Monster Vault Pawns 1 and 2. These are going to be a lot of fun. I think it's a great idea for folks to have. If I haven't said so before, minis can be expensive. They're a lot. The MSRP on these two pawn packages is $34.99, which means for about 70 bucks, a little bit more with tax and such, you're getting hundreds of minis that you can field at your table. And pretty much most scenarios you're going to want to run, you can run with this. So if you already have a few skinny minis and a few other minis, and then you have these, whether you're playing TOV or not, 5e, any 5e game or any game for that matter, bugbears are bugbears, right? You get four of them just out of the one card sheet I saw. This is a great way to save some money, and it'll be a lot of fun. Comment down below if there's any specific monsters you want to hear me talk more about, things that you saw that interest you. Ask me how I would use them, what kind of scenarios I might build. Let's build something together. Let's talk about it. Let's do some things. At any point in time, if we're sharing back and forth and we're having a good conversation about the things that make our tables more fun, then I know for a fact with Monster Vault, or any other product we're going to talk about, we're on the right path.